you can communicate with your original mind. Your prayer will resonate with your mind, and you will hear yourself in your mind. At this stage, you will receive messages or warnings about events in your daily life. Religious people should keep a record of these experiences. Whenever you relate with someone, do not be careless or indifferent. Think, what can this person teach me? Have a hungry mind, eager to learn something new from him or her. Also, you should discern right away whether to relate to him or her as your subject partner or as your object partner. Then your mind will be happy and you'll be automatically attracted to that person. This is due to the influence of mind waves. Do you believe that every mind emits mind waves? When you meet a butcher, don't you smell meat? When you meet a fabric merchant, don't you smell fabric? Just as you can smell a person's unique body odor, you can also smell the mind's odor. Such phenomena happen. In our body, we have a special sense which strives to reach out to everything. It sends our invisible energy waves to locate its object partners. It is true. Even if your mind wants to go its own way, it cannot, as the pole of a magnet is attracted to the opposite pole. Minus is attracted to plus, and plus is attracted to minus. Therefore, the attitude of believers should be that all beings are related to us. Why? Due to the human fall, we lost all relationships with God, among human beings, and with nature. All were entirely severed. In order for us to reconnect our relationships, we should always strive to make these connections ourselves. If we do not have the attitude to make connections with others, we cannot improve the environment in which we live. For this reason, you should all have a mind to anticipate new things. When praying in the morning, you should feel, today something good will happen. But do not just think that good things will just happen. You have to seek for them. This attitude of seeking should be your life of faith. Everything and continual practice bring relationships to life, yet it all stems from cultivating a dreamlike state in meditation. And this is from a speech in February 2, 1975. Sometimes we hold all-night prayer vigils, focusing on God and leaving all worldly matters aside. We do not sleep, but try to enter a state beyond sleep. As we cultivate the mind and repress our consciousness, remnants of our flesh mind sink down and our spirit rises to the surface like pure water. Then, although we are tired, we reach a state beyond sleep, a state that we are half sleeping and half awake. We can hear sounds, but not precisely. We can see things, but not clearly. Dreamlike phenomena unfold, and God can instruct us. We hold prayer vigils to disconnect from carnal desires and unify the spirit. Your spirit will be elevated to the point where God may give you a glimpse of your future. After many of these videos, you will arrive at a state where in a prayer you see visions and hear voices. Your eyes see events both spiritual and earthly. Your ears hear sounds both spiritual and earthly. Then you can direct events in the spirit world and on earth. And this is from February 27, 1977. At the next level, we can receive oral directions or symbolic visions. Visions require careful analysis. Directions are directly given, but visions require interpretation. And this is where we meet with problems. Heaven often teaches us by words, but sometimes it is through a vision. For example, you have a vision of a beautiful spring-like day. A pair of deer drinks at a stream and then looks far off at the mountain. That vision is a very good sign that you can expect that something good will happen. This is not a coincidence. God is working to cultivate the field of your mind. Why so? The field of your mind is not flat like glass. It is rough and uneven. It may appear flat, but look closer and you see that its surface is rough. When the light of heaven hits a rough surface, it is not reflected, but scatters in all directions. That is why revelations are received and interpreted differently. Therefore, to properly discern heaven's guidance, we need to cultivate the various aspects of our mind piece by piece. This requires our effort. Beyond the stage of revelations as oral directions or symbolic visions, we arrive at the stage of direct revelations in silence. Like John in the book of Revelation, you can have spiritual experiences all day long, journeying into the other world and exploring its mysteries. Eventually, everyone is to be connected to the spirit world, reaching the realm of God's heart and feelings. Unless you experience such things in your life of faith, you cannot carry out God's great will on the stage of your own life. Therefore, I do not trust believers who have not had actual spiritual experiences. Please understand how important it is for you to have these spiritual experiences for cultivating your life of faith. God works when you pray, sending His spiritual powers like electricity, but since the high voltage energy is stronger than your consciousness, it will lift your consciousness to feel the supernatural. However, when supernatural and divine emotion come inside you, your body embedded with fallen nature rebels against God's original divinity. Fallen people do not naturally harmonize with God's divine energy, no matter how strongly it tries to penetrate. As a result, the energy does not come all at once, like alternating plus and minus energies, like a spreading sound wave that is sometimes strong, sometimes gentle. And this is from now on page 814. The energy comes as a series of vibrations. They overwhelm your conscious mind and display their spiritual power. That is how God performs His work. When God is working with you all the time like this, what happens? Your body-centered fallen nature is gradually purified. Eventually, it will accept God's indwelling activity naturally and 100%. Then, when God ceases sending His spiritual power in this way, your own spirituality will exceed God's work in you. At that point, God will be with you, and He will teach you without you realizing it. You should reach this level of total purification after doing or going through all these stages: the dreamlike state, oral directions, revelation, and so on. At this level, your mind will fully direct you. You may want to chastise someone, but your mind will stop you. You may want to say something sweet, but instead you say words of admonishments. Such phenomena can seem incomprehensible. You need to learn how to adjust to them, otherwise you could be regarded as an insane person. You must absolutely experience something like this in your life of faith. People who experience these things in their life of faith, always testing and experimenting, will become strong. They have first-hand knowledge and do not need to believe what others tell them. Experience and practice are the most necessary elements in our life of faith. And this is from a speech in February 2, 1975. So all this is under the topic of under subtopic visualizations and visions, and this is still under, I think, meditation. So now it's already 5:33. Tomorrow we'll be reading the topic praise on page 814. Today we read about visualizations and visions, and these from our teachings of our Father Reverend Sun Myung Moon. So is there anybody who wants to share about this reading today? Anyone? So Father, I was really, inspired right now about if, we do all-night prayer vigils and we go to the dreamlike state where we're half awake, we cannot hear sounds but, clearly, or even a dreamlike phenomena unfold, and God can instruct us. And we hold prayer vigils to disconnect from carnal desires, he said, and unify the spirit. So your spirit will be elevated to the point where God may give you a glimpse of your future. After many of these vigils, you will arrive at a state where in prayer you see visions and hear voices. So your eyes see events both spiritual and earthly. Your ears hear sounds both spiritual and earthly. Then you can direct events in the spirit world and on earth. So I think Wasana, my wife, because she always moves like anything else, and forgetting her maybe bodily desires. When she prays, she can hear voices, And even I was young also, I can see what happens to my family before it happens. So especially accidents with my father. So I warned him that not to drive closely to the railroad track. And maybe I was like grade 1. I was 6 years old. And he is still talking to somebody that he was, he brought with us. And he was driving a jeep. I tell him, if you don't slow down, you will hit the train. And I dreamed about it already, and then I told him in that morning that please drive, slowly, or else you will hit a train. He just smiled, and then I was still on the back, when on his back, while he was driving. I was telling him, you will hit the train, you will hit the train. I told you. So he still, doesn't want to, believe it. Whatever happened, our brake did not work, so he eventually hit the train. And we just moved to the right, but it was not so fast, But at least he heeded my, not to drive so fast, or else, we'll be dragged by the train. And the train was almost stopping. And many other accidents that I can foresee, I had it in my dream. And right now, when I become a unificationist, whatever I cannot dream, my wife dreams. And when I was a center leader, we always have, we cannot find food, or a lack of resources. And sometimes I dream that we need to go out and have we have to jog somewhere so that we can at least fundraise there, which is difficult because it's early morning and people are just waking up. So we go maybe 2 or 3 kilometers away from the center, and then go to a park and pray there. And we didn't even bring any items. So to fundraise and ask, anything is so difficult too. So we passed a small market. We just told them that we are having a seminar and we need some, sugar, and we need many things for our seminar. And all these people, the ladies and they just, the vendors, they just give all these things that we almost need, and we cannot even carry them, back to the centers. So we have to, place it on a sack, all these vegetables, and that we have to have a brother go back and bring back the the vegetables and all the things that we have gathered from a small market. So we don't have resources there that we do food raising, so that we can have it really for a seminar. And these things, I can also hear from small, new members who can dream about Father, that he goes to our center. So wow. So when I hear these things, they tell me that even true parents came to our center, and it's my, you cannot hear him? Okay. It just died down. You can hear me? Oh. Is already volume up. Can you hear me? Okay, so is there anybody else who wants to share about our reading today, this phenomena? So, Reverend Esther, do you have anything to say about it? Okay. So, even that voices that Vasana is hearing while she was praying, it judges what Father is saying right now, that if we always be in that dreamlike state, we can hear voices. So I went to a group also before I met the movement, Reach for Inner Self, and these people also have like mental skills, and they interviewed me and they let me close my eyes and they said, "Can you see a blooming rose?" I said, "Yeah." "Can you smell the blooming rose?" I said, "Yes," also. And they wrote on that paper that I am clairaudient, yeah, you can smell and you can see. So as Father mentions also here, that our minds have waves that you can even detect or even have a sense of, when a brother or sister's order, just like, we have these senses, spiritual senses, that will be enhanced while we detach ourselves from carnal desires. So doing this Hoon Dok Hae will bring us, stop us from, sleep and eat and everything, to control our body desires, and that is when our spirituality or even our spiritual sense will be enhanced. And so in that group, they teach medicines, even reading the future, which Father says that is possible because they encourage us also, if you dream, you write it down. As Father also encourages us today, that you need to have these spiritual experiences and write it down. And if you have dreams, you need to, when you see visions, sometimes it's not, it's not clear, but you should always think that something good will happen, and the mind is not like a flat glass, as he mentioned today, but it's rough. So if the God's power will hit the rough surface of our mind, it will, reflect, or everything will be, so there's a lot of interpretations in dreams. Yeah. And that group, the inspiration of that group, the Reach for Inner Self, of all people, is Ezra. They have that guide. When they meditate, they see Ezra. He is a tall guy in the Bible, who encourages every people in the book to go out to where there is no man or have habitated, and meditate there, and even sleep there, and make have dreams, or meditate. So that's our discussion for this topic here, and is Ezra. So reach for inner self. So once you reach for your inner self, I think you unite mind and body. You can be uniting spirit and body too. And that group, again, if they see this playback, they reach for inner self. But of course, they're more on the first blessing. Be fruitful, So if you have mind and body unity, that of course the second and third blessing is here in this church. So I think I went from stages from that. They teach also, not to have chapter 2, or they encourage people to really value, because they teach these teachings to even nuns and priests and people who attend, big universities, and they were teaching the people who were teaching them before, these people, and it's even more, in depth than transcendental meditation, because they have meditational techniques also, and Silva mind control, because in Silva mind control, when they are going to a state where they are still awake, and when we are aware, our mind is in beta, but when we're in deep trance or deep meditation, our mind is in theta level. When they are in that level, they go back, for 11 weeks, they go down from 100 to 1, then they can be in that meditative state. From 100 to 1, they just count 3 to 1. They hold this 3 fingers technique. As I join my fingers like this, I will accomplish whatever I desire. That's what they teach. And then once you're only in that state, they can meditate, look for things that are lost and everything. But they have a guide. The guide can be anyone. So that guide cannot be perfect. It can be an evil person or anything. That's for Silva mind control. They have a guide also that teaches them where to look, what to do, and guide them. So what if it's an evil person not in the future but in the past, So if you really go to the Silva mind control, they use guides to do something. But in the reach for inner self, it's good, because they think about what Jesus will look like if he's near you. So not only Father can see Jesus, but these people can see also saints, and they superimpose on them, and they can get their power and then energy and the wisdom. So if you want power in your martial arts, you superimpose with Archangel Michael. So you go to his body, and then you can be as more powerful as he is, And they get energies not from guides but from saints. So of course Jesus Christ, and of course the women, they have no idol or an object partner that they can, but they look at Mother Mary, the Catholics. So since you have no and of course the only thing that most Filipinos, they like that group, is they look at Mother Mary has a Jewish nose. So most of these people or women who have very small nose, when they attend that workshop after 2 weeks, even their family will ask, did you get a nose job? Because they always superimpose and meditate with the Virgin Mary, who has the nose with that one, because you are superimposing, you will get the qualities supposedly. And they said, did you get a nose job? They said, no, I attended this workshop, and by word of mouth, the whole family go there. So we can also make this kind of workshop when people are, will make some kind of, understatement about you, that they'll ask you, well, where you go to church, and they should be asking, here. We said here, and then we have, this kind of activity. So, there's a very, very interesting group that I went to. That Father also mentions that if we do these things, we can always, even control the spiritual world and the earthly world, which is very powerful. So if we really do want to attain our 430 couples, we should try to dream about it. Do a directional meditation before we go, because most people, I was with the insurance industry for a while. Before they also meet some people, they dream about them and even pray for them, and then they will get the sale. So I try to do it too, and it's very effective. That even the people that I became a manager even, and the one who I recruited was a brother of this woman, and this woman is very, very meticulous and very haughty and very, nobody can just talk to her and ask her anything. So I said, let's try her and get business from her. She said, no, you cannot get anything from my sister. And the sister was even doing scuba diving. So the more that the insurance will not give, any insurability to this lady, because she is doing, high risk, activity. But when we went to her, I interviewed her. She's very, not only meticulous, but she is very careful about her health and everything. So we endorse her name and her details to we call it the actuary. They will check if she's a high risk or she's good for, he can be insured. Then later on they said, oh yeah, you can insure her with us, Berkeley Life. She has just to pay a little bit more. And we told her that you want this kind of, insurance, you can get it for this rate. And she said yes. And her brother, of course, until now. And now she became a Facebook friend, of course. Until now we're still friends, Facebook friend. And the brother cannot believe that, oh, this is a hard-headed woman, and But I dreamt about, this lady, that I was sitting with her, and then I can talk to her about, that the insurance. So life insurance. So it was an experience for me also. So Father says you need to collect all these experiences, so that at least he said he encourages or many members, and he doesn't want even members who doesn't have any spiritual experiences. He wants you to have as many spiritual experiences that you can, so that at least it will not cement, but really bring you to a life, with your life of faith. Yeah, he said people who experience those things in the life of faith, always testing and experience, will become strong. But sometimes he said that you should be also very careful about many phenomena, or else they regard you as an insane person. So and in the Bible, or even in the later century, Joan of Arc was hearing voices, and she heeded them, and she became, the rallying point for France to win the war. Yeah, win the war. So you never know what even the voice or our dreams will be like. Yes, anybody else? So if there is none, let's all rise and have unison prayer. Our most beloved Heavenly Parents, we're so thankful for this reading today about the teachings of our Father about visualizations and dreams. And we pray that as we conclude this topic about meditation, we can learn and really share this knowledge to other brothers and sisters, that even if we hear voices and dream about Father and about the future or about our family, our friends, we pray that we can really even write it down so that we can share this with others. And we pray that we can always think that good things will happen. Even we see a bad dream, we always think that something good will happen to it. And we pray for your guidance always and your protection. And we pray also that we can really see in our dreams the solutions to our problems. And we pray that we can overcome many things with your help, our Heavenly Parents. And we pray all of this in all our names and in my name. Athanasius Francis, Catalan, blessed Central Family. Aju, Aju, Aju. Uri esonen ton il numeros sonen ton il imos sombachos ton il io teachers, our true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Good morning to the true children, the true grandchildren, and all our brothers and sisters. Good morning.
Good morning, our Heavenly Parents.
Happy holidays and still a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Yes. Have a great and wonderful day.
Yeah, no, there's a sister. She's from Atlanta. I think she